Hey everybody, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. I'm sorry, I just burped. I'm here with Eric. We're doing a little team project. So we've already done one reaction to Catch a Predator. This is another one. It was requested, but we are going to do all of them eventually. Now, no, I don't get paid for these because, you know, it's to Catch a Predator. It's really, they talk about gross stuff. So it's not really advertiser friendly, but I just thought it would be, I don't really want to call it fun, but with lack of a better term, it's just kind of fun to react to these. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be the Undertaker Predator, who always stood out to me, but I don't remember the details of his thing. So it's going to be fresh to me.
Come on in.
Not too loud.
That's okay?
You're Jenna?
Yeah.
You look different from the pictures.
People always say that. I don't know why. Do you want a cupcake?
Not the same person.
I like your hat.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, all right.
We have all day. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Why do they call him the Undertaker Predator?
Hug, 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 hug. Little girl, little girl,
Get away from me,
little girl. Okay, sorry. I just find it humorous when they go in for the hug. It's
right for the hug.
Yeah, and it's always awkward. It's never like, hey,
Even
baby.
though he's not even sure if that's the same girl.
It's always so awkward.
Say, I don't care. It's a girl.
And he's just, when he's walking in, he's so comfortable. Yeah, he doesn't even care. He's like, it's a pretty girl. It's just, yeah.
He kind of reminds me of one of those Navy guys that wore the raincoat around, the Navy issue raincoat.
In Florida in July. There were a lot of them too. Okay, so this is a Navy town pretty much. And I used to live in Mayport, and there was the Mayport Naval Station, which is where Eric was.
I'm a Navy guy. I'm not one of those guys.
Eric was stationed there, but Eric wasn't like them. I didn't even believe he was in the Navy when we first met, and he told me he was in the Navy. Oh, no, you're not.
I got that a lot.
Yeah.
I grew my hair out real long on top because they didn't really have any regulations as far as like how long the top could be. It would just let go. And
I didn't believe he was in the Navy because every Navy guy I'd ever met up until the point I met him had been completely full of malarkey. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't. The second I met him, I was like, I'm going to marry him one day. And look at us. Look at us, Eric. We're all married.
Ew.
I'm grossing him out now. I'm sorry. But anyway, I was right. My mom said that too. My mom said that we were going to get married too. And she
said a lot of things about me.
She even tried to break us up, and it didn't work. Because she did that. Well, that's a whole other drama to discuss in another video. But she never liked anybody ever. None of my friends, none of my boyfriends. Not that I had a lot of them, but what was that?
Nothing.
Well, I met you when I was 24. How many boyfriends do you think there was? There was
3 or 4.
The guy that unalived himself. And the motorcycle guy.
Okay.
That was really it. Like, I went on dates and stuff, but they usually ended like, I don't ever want to see that guy again.
Disaster.
Like, I went out on a date. We're going to get back to Catch a Predator. I just want to tell you this part. I went out on a date one night with this guy. He was in the Navy. His name was Justin, and he collected Mustangs. Like, how are you collecting Mustangs off of a E1 salary? But anyway.
Seaman recruit.
Yeah. We went to see that movie with Julia Roberts, Sleeping with the Enemy. It's a great movie, by the way. But we went to see it. And in the beginning of the movie, it's about a woman who leaves her abusive husband. And in the first, I don't know, like 10 minutes of the movie or so, the guy hits Julia Roberts, right? And the guy I was on the date with got really excited about it. He was like, okay, this date is over, when this movie is over. And after the movie, I told him to take me home, and he wanted to go to the Village Inn. And I'm like, no, just take me home. You can go there after you drop me off. And I would never go out with him again after that, because he just got a little too excited about her getting hit. And anyway, here we go.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
I hate the cold.
I know.
Sexy.
I like forget how cold it gets every winter, and then it hits. And
I'm moving south.
where to?
I want to go towards like Texas, the desert.
Really?
Sorry, we didn't even talk about the Navy guys in the raincoats. Let's talk about that real fast. So anyway, so I lived down in Mayport, and Eric, or the naval station was in Mayport, and I would see a lot of Navy guys walking down Mayport Road with just, they had this like this strut on, and they would be wearing their cowboy hat and their long coat, and it would be like August in Florida. But man, they thought they looked like bad asses. And I had friends that were like, oh my God, he's so fine. Look at him. Like, where? Where? So.
They would wear their boots too. A lot of the boondockers. The little short boots that the Navy issues you in boot camp.
But it was just, and those guys were always had a story about, you know, well, I had to join the Navy because I robbed a bank, and I had to either, or I had to join the Navy because my sister had babies and her boyfriend left her, and I got to help her take care of them. Or I joined the Navy. You know, they would always have some, how about you just join the Navy? Why do you have to have some kind of elaborate reason? And they were all completely full of crap, but that's for another, that's
they
a video
would just, I think those people would, once they got out into the world where nobody knew them, they would just create this fake persona because nobody could really question them because nobody had any idea who they were.
There was this one guy in the Navy. I met him. I was with a couple of friends of mine, and he wasn't bad looking, but the more he ran his mouth, the less attractive he became. And he was 19 years old. He had been a male stripper, an undercover cop. He bought his sister a Porsche when she was 14 years old. What was it? You never remember this guy, right?
I remember hearing about him. Was his name Morgan?
No, we're not saying his name.
Sorry.
But there was a florist in town that was his name, because he had a very common name. He said that was his uncle's, and when he got out of the Navy, he was going to inherit the florist. He didn't have his car here, but he had a Mercedes and what was that car from Back to the Future? DeLorean. He had a Mercedes and a DeLorean. But he couldn't bring them with him to, be in the Navy, I guess. And he killed somebody with his legs, and his legs and hands were registered deadly weapons.
That was a common one. I think I knew the same guy too when you told me about him.
He was on the Saratoga.
Not that I know everybody in the Navy, but
right. What else did he say? Oh, he just said all kinds of crazy stuff, and all the girls were just like, "Oh my God, really?" And I was just like, because I thought he was really cute at first, and then he started talking, and I was just like, Homer. Was it Homer that backs down?
I think that was Peter Griffin.
Yeah, one of them that gets into the bushes.
I don't know if that was the same one.
Yeah. All right. We'll react to Catch a Predator. I know it pisses people off when we start talking, but this is my channel. Start your own channel if you don't like it. Okay.
Never been.
Me neither. But
So
I like the
that
warmth.
explains the cowboy hat.
Yeah, I like the warmth.
Yeah.
It's too cold up here for me.
I don't know.
Mom wants to go to the beach.
So you're not a Four Seasons person?
Not really.
No.
I don't. I want to try Alaska. Me and my friend want to go try to live up there.
I heard it's beautiful up there.
Yeah, he likes the outdoorsy stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you make these?
I'm not that good.
I like to bake.
Yeah.
My heart's racing.
Nice too. Do you want a water or anything?
Yeah, give me a cup of water.
I have bottles.
Who gets a cup of
So
water?
what do you want to do? You want to just hang out here?
Yeah, you got a TV?
Mm-hmm.
Sit and watch TV?
Sure.
Cups of water might still have been a thing.
Maybe.
Do you want to like watch a movie or
Yeah,
TV?
movies?
Mm-hmm.
What movies you got?
I mean, we can just get something on Netflix.
Sure.
Yeah.
List them
Where's the
all
TV?
in alphabetical.
It's in the other room. Here, you just hang out here for a sec. I'm gonna grab something.
Hey Tex, how you doing?
How you doing?
Over there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I kind of feel it.
How to figure about No. We're right over here,
That's
Pat.
come.
What's going on? How you doing? I'm good. How are
I
you?
knew
You knew what was going to happen.
somebody was gonna show up here.
Somebody was going to show up here.
It's all right. You know what? I have nothing to live for anyway.
Oh, here we go. Here come the waterworks.
That went downhill fast.
Yeah.
Life's a mess. Why is it a mess?
It is now.
Yeah. Well, choices. Choices, right, Eric?
I failed high school. I have no motivation to finish it. None of the pills about work. What do you do for a living? I don't have a job. I'm a fuck up.
He is every young girl's dream. I don't have a job. I cry at the sight of Chris Hansen. He walked in there with such confidence, you know?
He's got a trench coat and a cowboy hat.
Yeah, that's more than I have. I don't have a trench coat or a cowboy. I do have a cowboy hat. It doesn't fit me, though. It's way too big. So.
It's too little for me, too big.
Yeah.
But I can understand.
And I know we're supposed to, maybe as good people, we're supposed to feel sorry for him. I just don't. I just don't. And I know some people probably do feel bad for him because I think he's, what, 19?
He's pretty young, but
and
obviously he knew this was wrong, what he was doing. He knew it was wrong immediately. The
Yeah,
second Chris Hansen stepped out from behind his black curtain over there.
Exactly. He immediately knew it was wrong. So, and no, I don't feel sorry for him. And all these guys that are on here, you know, they all know what they did was wrong. And all of them most of them have either offended or will reoffend or have reoffended since this. So, anyway.
Or are not with us anymore.
Or, yeah, that too. Okay.
And how tough that is on you. But why does that make it okay? I was.
Okay. Right.
But I can understand how tough that is on you. But why does that make it okay?
I wasn't going to do anything.
But that's not what
She
you
said
said.
I know. I want to be a cop. I wasn't going to do anything. I just
You want to be a cop?
I'm a friend.
Well, then why don't you go join the police academy or...
I'm fat. I can't do anything.
This is not the proper path to take if you want to become a police officer.
So if you want to become a cop and you're overweight, you make moves, you start working out, you start eating healthy, you make the changes. And I know I'm making it sound easy, but if you want something in life.
Yeah, it's probably not easy to become a cop. It's not supposed to be easy.
Right. Exactly. And the harder you have to work to do it, I think the better cop you would be, or the better at whatever that career goal is that you would be. And so instead of losing weight, working out and working his way to that life, he decided to talk to an underage girl in a sexually charged conversation. So how do you get from one point to the other? You know what I mean?
I understand the connection.
I want to be a cop, but I'm too fat, so I'm going to talk about sex with a little girl, and then I'm going to go to her house to meet her.
Look, I had a father who was overweight. I get it. It's tough.
Stupid father.
But still, that doesn't make it okay. It's okay to conduct yourself this way on social chat sites and talk to a girl who's 12 years old. What grade are you in? 7th. Cool. Could I see a pic of you? You like older guys. You said all this, right?
Yeah.
I meant a naughty pic. You send a picture of yourself.
I know. Don't remind me.
Ew.
I'm not that big, but I could fit inside you. Have you ever played with yourself?
There was an episode of Criminal Intent where Criminal Intent is on Peacock now, so I'll have to try and find it. I love Vincent D'Onofrio. You know, and Vincent D'Onofrio, he's a big guy. And he's talking to this man who is always going after little girls and stuff, or small women, very petite women. And he was explaining to him, I know why you do that. He was basically telling him it's because you have a small willy. That's why you do it. You go after smaller women because you think it's going to make a difference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Vincent D'Onofrio said it. Vincent D'Onofrio could be the Chris Hansen type in the horror movie idea.
He could. Chris gets it, though. He had a
I
father.
mean, you see how this looks.
Yeah.
How did you get to this place?
He had some self-control. He didn't.
Which place? This is just me.
Right.
Look, everybody's got personal problems, right? But that doesn't mean it's okay to do this.
Those cupcakes look fake.
You get that, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's S.A. Robinson's construction company. That shirt.
How far did you drive today?
Supposed to say.
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. And how many other times have you done this?
Never.
Well, that's hard for me to believe, Vincent.
She said she wanted a friend. I'm stupid.
But there's no friends 19, 20?
I have one friend. He's always working. Nobody else. Look at where I dress and stuff. Everybody thinks I'm weird.
Well, the only weird thing I see is that you're trying to hook up with a 12-year-old girl.
So change it. It's not like it's hard to not dress like that. You know what I mean?
He acts like someone is forcing him.
Like
to
no
wear
one's
that.
forcing you to wear a trench coat and a cowboy hat. Just don't wear it. Untuck your shirt, loosen up a little bit, and stop.
Not many people can pull that look off.
Yeah.
Sam Elliott can pull it off. Is that who?
Sean Bean could totally do it. But he is no Sean Bean.
Named Jenna Claire? I mean, have you tried to get some help?
There's not even any
With this stuff?
Yeah.
No, I never told anybody anything.
How often do you go on the internet
There's no tears.
to do this stuff?
Not with girls.
Oh,
not
wait, there's-
little girls.
Well, what made you do it this time? I mean, just help me to understand what's going on in your mind.
I don't know. That's the problem.
Well, you gotta know, Vincent. You're an adult now. You get this as a felony, right? What are you gonna do about this situation? I mean, you gotta pull it together. Where'd you go to school?
Catchman.
Where?
Catchman Wappingers.
Ketchum and Wabages Falls.
Yeah.
Did you finish?
I failed English,
Yeah, he did.
participation in government, economics.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing them online. I don't have any motivation to do anything.
Well, what happened to your motivation?
Just this depression, so
It's
crippling.
reserved for meeting little girls.
Did you go see somebody, a doctor?
I'm seeing it. What is he? I think he's like a nurse practitioner, kind of. He prescribes my medicine. I'm not a big talker about my feelings, so he talks to me about it. When I go, he prolongs the appointment for me.
So you've been diagnosed with depression,
Bipolar depression.
bipolar. It's a tough disease. What do you take for it?
I'm on the Lexapro, gabapentin, and Adderall is supposed to give me.
But that's not what made him do that. Like
Yeah.
bipolar depression isn't what makes you do that.
These things aren't really related to this situation. I don't think that.
Because I know, including myself, a lot of people with bipolar depression who would never even think about doing this. I just kind of feel like he's trying to connect the two.
Mhm.
And that bothers me.
He's playing that card.
Yeah. People like to play the mental illness card a lot. Well, I'm mentally ill, so I can behave however I want. Yeah, you know? We see it a lot.
Energy to want to do things, but I had fucked that up. I didn't realize what it.
I mean, you don't seem like a dumb guy, Vincent.
He gave me 10 milligram tablets to take. Start with 10 twice a day. He says that doesn't work. Bump it up a dose to 220 to 210s, so 20 twice a day. I bumped it up to 30. He refilled the prescription. I didn't realize he refilled the prescription. That's why I said in the last message before I came, I have aches and stuff. Is because I didn't realize when he refilled it, he bumped it up to 30 tablets. So I could take just one tablet in the morning and one at 12 o'clock noon. I was taking 330, so I was taking 180 a day.
That's a lot of Adderall. What did that do to you?
I was so antsy. I was angry at my dad. I was angry at everybody. I picked my fingernails to nothing.
330 is just 90.
I've had withdrawal down for the last couple of days because he can't refill it because it's not October, and now the fucking insurance company doesn't want to refill 30 twice a day extended release because they say it's too high of a dose. But I'm fat, so the 30 didn't bother me.
Did you ever try to diet?
I've actually, with the Adderall, I lost weight. I lost about 20 pounds, and I've lost 40 pounds since January.
That's pretty good. It seems like in that respect you're heading in the right direction, but here you headed in the wrong direction. How are you going to get back on track here?
He says he wants to try now a month with this Adderall to see if it works. I just want to get shock therapy.
It's that bad.
I sat on the floor and I cried the other night.
Well, the thing about shock therapy is it's designed to, at least this is what was explained to me by a psychiatrist, because I had actually asked about electroconvulsive therapy, and they said it's really for forgetting, for erasing parts of the memory or something like that. It doesn't generally work just for regular depression.
Maybe it will make you forget you want to go talk to 12-year-olds and go to their house and try to.
Yeah. But basically what he was saying was unless there was significant trauma in the past, it most likely won't work. And it's very hard on the body. And it's something they don't like to do unless it really is necessary. Like there was this woman in the hospital when I was there that was having it done. And after she would have it done, she would come back and she'd lay down and she would sleep the entire day and night. She is a nice lady, though. But anyway.
Well, so if he had that and then he's sleeping the entire day and night, he won't be on the internet.
Well, that's because they gave her medication to take afterwards because it can give you a really bad headache. And she was experiencing spinal pain from it. So
I'm just trying to connect the two here.
Trying to find a connection.
Help me to understand.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with this?
Right, exactly. I just feel like he's just trying to sell the mental illness thing, and that what he's describing is not what caused him to do this. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that is a mental illness.
That's
to do that. That's
another thing.
Depression or
you might have more than one thing.
To my mom, I said, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get out of the bed.
What did she say to you?
She cries. She feels horrible for me.
And you live at home?
And I do take care of my grandfather. Yeah. He has Parkinson's.
How is he doing?
As best as he's going to get. He's gotten worse.
Listen, I can empathize with all of that, except this. I mean, it's pretty graphic, right? You know better, Vincent.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, you shouldn't be sending pictures of your genitals to a 12-year-old girl, right?
I fucked up again. There's nothing else I can say, but I fucked up again.
Well, how else have you effed up?
School, my life, everything.
Do you have any hobbies?
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry to pause again, but this is a reaction video. He can have impulse issues, that's related to some other mental illness, and that's what causes him to make these bad decisions. But there's decisions and then there's choices. You know what I mean? And it should be just as easy to make the right choice as it is to make the wrong choice. You know what I mean? I always wondered that about my relative that can't stop having babies with various men and can't stop hooking up with various disgusting men, like the most disgusting men you can imagine. Why is it so much easier to make the wrong choice than the right choice? You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? Okay.
Not really. I like driving and I like smoking cigars, but I can't do that for the rest of my life.
Why?
Because I need to get a job and I need to get structure in my life. And
What are you going to go from here? This is not a good day for you.
He's going to be a race car.
what else is new?
Formula One.
It's never a good day.
When did this start for you? When did it get off the tracks for you?
The depression?
Yeah.
It's like since I'm 12, 13, I think it started. I've been through 4 or 5 doctors. Millions of different pill combinations. That's why I wanted shock therapy. I posted on the Whisper app last week because I've been feeling like having the withdrawal and stuff. I said I just want to kill myself. And the nurse from, I guess she's in England, she said that there's a shock therapy. And I looked it up and I told my doctor about it, but he doesn't want to do it. And he wants to wait and see if the pills work. I'm tired of seeing if the pills work.
Does that cause him to want to wear that hat and the trench coat?
Well, what you did
I don't
here is
think so.
hard to excuse.
I don't think that
There's
causes
no
it.
excuse for that.
But I hope you get help with all your other stuff.
Just want to die. My life is miserable.
Well, nobody wants you to die. All right, listen to me. Vincent, there's some people over there who are going to get you on the next step to get better, okay?
That always cracks me up. Like, he ain't going to get better with those people.
There's this idea about prison being like reform or something.
Yeah.
I don't think that much of that goes on in prison.
No, it's...
I don't know. I've never been there.
So,
hopefully I never will.
I talked about this in one of my videos about Nicholas Godejohn, about how everybody wants him to be, not everybody, but a lot of people think that prison is the wrong place for him and he should be put for life into a facility for the mentally ill. But the thing is, the prison system, wherever he's at, the prison system has to fund that. Do you know what are you listening to me or are you paying attention to the dog?
I'm listening.
Okay. The prison system.
I'm not sure what his deal is right now.
He's just lovey-dovey. The prison system has to fund whatever they do. They're going to do the minimum necessary. They're going to do what costs the prison system the least. So, for example, with Nicholas Godejohn or this guy, whatever. Well, let's say this guy, he thinks he should be put in a mental hospital. The prison system isn't going to pay for him to go to a mental hospital for bipolar disorder. They're going to give him the cheapest pills with the right amount of efficacy. He's not going to get in-depth mental health care. He's going to get support groups and maybe a visitation with a psychiatrist once a month. He's not going to get intense mental health care. And that's the problem. People think that, oh, well, they're going to get the mental health they need now. You know what I mean? Because like the prison system is going to do the bare minimum because they have to pay for that. And they're not going to do what they think is a waste of money. And anything that they think is really going to help a patient, they're not, and they're really not going to do it for someone like Nicholas Godejohn, who's in prison for life.
Right.
Like he's locked up for life, so it doesn't matter what we do. You know,
I think prison is mostly just for punishment and keeping dangerous people away from society.
Yeah, it's warehousing. I mean, it doesn't matter what people say it is.
They got their little programs and stuff.
Yeah,
but
they're going to provide minimum services.
I still don't think they really have counseling for this type of stuff. That's not really I mean, you can cure your depression and stuff, counseling for that, but I don't think that's related to the.
Yeah, but as far, I mean, like the the sexual offender gene. You know, that's a gene that they think it's a real gene that's been identified in some convicted sex offenders, and it's a gene, and so it's not going to stop. It can't be cured. That the chemical castration, all of that, none of it works. You know, you got to cut off their tongue and their hands too, and that just prevents the act. That doesn't prevent the victimizing in other ways. So I'm just going on a very, very deep dive right here. Let me play this some more.
Okay. I take no glee in any of this, by the way.
Huh?
I take no glee in any of
I'm
this.
sure.
I got 2 boys, you know. So man to man, will you look at me for a minute?
I love
get some
Glee.
help, please. This too shall pass.
12
He can't
to
really
12 to
control
18
it.
months.
He has no control.
You promise me.
I wish I just had a heart attack, but I was overdosed and got the Adderall.
12 to
Look at me.
18 months will get help.
Look at me. You
Right?
promise me you will get help.
Yes, I don't want to be like this
Okay.
anymore with this. I need this.
Okay, so can we make this a turning point for you?
Yes.
As dark as this looks right now. Okay, but there's no way to go but up from here. Go easy. Go easy.
First thing
So you will get help.
get rid of the cowboy hat and the
All right.
trench coat.
Will you do me a favor?
That's easy.
You leave the knife. Leave the knife right here. Take your hat and glasses, and then once you head right out this way, it's
I my coat. Is it even
I'll get the
cloth?
I'll get.
Oh, God.
All right, get some help. All right.
Which way?
Go on this way.
I think
Why did he tuck his shirt in? Why did he make that
Straight
choice?
to the
the camera crew was a little. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Stop right there, sir, please.
They're being nice to him too. A lot of professors.
You got anything on you?
Just the knife
Where's that?
in the kitchen.
Anything in your pockets? Anything sticking in the car?
Phone stuff in there. That's it.
Okay. Nothing in your jacket?
I wonder how long it would be. You guys think that?
Open.
Just behind those stairs.
Okay, all right.
Where's your knife?
Yeah.
When they realize
Kitchen on the
the entire time.
So, okay. Nothing else, right?
Should I come back and see you here in this room?
Nice and easy, nice and easy.
Someone will be right with you, sir, okay?
You all right back there, man?
So if I turn around when none of this happened,
What's that?
if I turned around and none of this happened,
We'll talk about that in a little bit, okay? I can't answer all that stuff, okay?
I do this shit too.
All right, no problem,
I do
no
is
problem.
being stupid.
All right, let's try to relax, all right?
I'm Detective Azar.
Yeah.
My name's Beth. What do you want to be called, Vincent? What do people call
Slide
you?
over, scooch over a little bit. When everyone's in, ready to go. Good. Better?
Yeah.
Try it. If you lean maybe a little bit forward, you're leaning on them, because it's going to hurt you. You can even turn, almost turn sideways if you want. We're going to process you for what happened today. We're going to speak to you about it. And that's essentially it. You work?
I take care of my grandfather.
Is that like a full-time job?
Yeah, pretty much. I
You live in the house with you?
Yeah, we put an addition on last year. Built it ourselves.
It's not easy.
It's very disability and disease Parkinson's.
Oh, yeah, that's it. So what we're going to do is go into booking. We're going to process you, and we'll talk a little bit about it. We probably just speak to you privately. We're going to walk up and go to the level, okay? Sergeant Ferris.
You're interested in police work, right? My dad was a cop. Your dad was a cop? Was it?
Was.
Okay. What would you like to tell me?
Well, like I told the guy, just my life's a mess.
Yeah. I understand you're dealing with some medical stuff and getting your medication balanced out correctly. And I know you said bipolar. Is it bipolar depression?
Yeah, bipolar depression.
Okay. Well, we've been communicating with this young girl. What did you think her name was?
Janet.
Okay. And how old did you think she was?
12, she said.
Okay. Did she send you pictures too?
Mm-hmm.
And did she look 12?
Yeah, I really didn't want to come. I thought it was wrong. But she just kept persisting, so.
Oh, it's her fault.
Usually
It's the girl's fault.
the
It's the little girl's fault.
Yeah. I didn't want to do anything to her.
You didn't want to do anything to her, or you knew you shouldn't have done anything to her?
Both.
You were talking to her, I think this past Friday, saying, we will probably have sex. LOL, I'm really horny. I want your young pussy so bad.
Yeah.
Do you understand the damage of just saying something like that to a 12-year-old?
Obviously. But
Yeah. And like sending a dick picture to a 12-year-old, like it may be the first time they've ever seen a penis.
uh-huh.
It's like you've changed their world forever from sending that. So did you know that ahead of time?
I guess, yeah.
She should point out, and not in a good way. You know what I mean? Because there's one thing changing someone's world forever and it being a positive experience. You know, the girl.
He didn't even want to do it, though. He didn't want to do any of this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Because the girl is 12 years old. I mean, I know there wasn't a real girl there, but that's a little girl.
I wonder if they made it 12 in his case since they knew he was 19.
I don't know.
Because sometimes they say 13. And I think on a couple of them, they've even said 14.
There was an 11-year-old once, I believe. But 12 that's a little girl. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I mean, I remember playing with my fancy face kit and dressing my Barbie dolls and stuff still at 12. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And see, at 12 is a really weird age because you're getting ready to become a teenager, but you're still like the kid things, you know? At least I did. Okay.
You're just getting ready for those ages 12 and up type toys.
Yeah.
I just wanted BB guns when I was 12.
Yeah.
I think I got a BB gun for Christmas for like 5 years straight. And then I got the Crossman 22 pellet gun with
remember when
pump action pellet gun. That thing was pretty badass.
Remember when Chris walked in with Marshall's Christmas present? Oh, we got him a Red Ryder BB gun, and it was a Red Ryder BB gun.
We still got it over there.
Yeah, we still got it. It's a good gun. Shot our whole sliding glass door. Okay.
Back when I did, especially with a bad tree.
Is there anything on your phone that we're gonna find?
There was a link in my notes with stuff with the girls.
What kind of stuff with young
Videos.
And they look like girls under 16?
Yeah.
Having intercourse?
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to hurt yourself?
Yeah, once I had taken 20 beds, oxycodone.
When was that?
That was a year ago.
Okay.
It just made me tired. I thought maybe it'd kill me.
Did you ever talk about that with the doctor?
No, I never said that to anybody.
No.
Except Mom.
Okay.
It's Saturday night in the Connecticut suburbs.
Gets the hell.
Autumn is in the air.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Let me turn this off.
I'm not ready for
Okay.
this guy yet.
Well, that's our reaction. I hope it was okay. I don't know. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't care about the waterworks, you know. And then he's admitting that there's stuff on his phone, like a
That's
link.
a crime. Each one of those is a separate count, probably.
Yeah. He's
I don't know what kind of sentence he got or what ended up happening to him.
like it's a link to other images and stuff. So I mean, and video. So let me see if we can find out what happened to him.
I guess they have to be able to prove that the girl was underage or in the video.
What was he, the Undertaker?
Yeah. That's an insult to the Undertaker. Are they trying to say he looks like the wrestler, or he just looks like an Undertaker in general?
I think they were. It was a. Oh, here we'll watch a little. Let me share this. Cinnamon Toast Ken is my favorite. One of my favorite YouTubers.
Remember when the Undertaker would float down to the ring occasionally?
Yeah. The whole thing was so stupid.
Paul Bearer.
I thought the whole Undertaker spiel was, I mean, he was fun to watch, but the dramatics with him and stuff, it was all so stupid and people really bought into it. It's weird. Okay, you ready? We're going to watch a little Cinnamon Toast Ken to see if we could find out.
Ambrosio, one of the old school TCAP ones that said something that goes about like this.
I wasn't going to do anything.
One of the OGs of that he wasn't going to do nothing, but he showed up anyway. So, what ended up happening to him? We're going to find out. We're watching a channel called Criminality that's supposed to go through what's happened to him. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out together.
His name is Vincent Ambrosio, also known as the Undertaker Predator.
So they call him the Undertaker Predator because he showed up dressed like the Undertaker, like his hat and his like duster, like his big jacket on and everything.
Okay. What made him the most memorable Predator was the pathetic breakdown he had while being questioned by Hansen in an attempt to garner sympathy.
I'm sad. I can't do anything. Look at where I dress and stuff. Everybody thinks I'm weird.
I mean, that's how the internet works, though. Like, if you have your insecurities, and the internet's always going to prey on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure. I swear to God, even if I make a video complaining about something or saying.
The internet is like a group of 12-year-old girls. They know exactly what your insecurities are, like John Mulaney said.
That's the thing I'm sensitive about.
And something, there's always comments be like, oh, yes, kids' insecurities. Like, it doesn't matter like if you say something you're confident about, still it becomes the insecurity because you're talking about it. But yeah, he made fun of the way that he looks, and then the whole internet's like, oh, the Undertaker Predator. Look at him, he looks funny. Just take it and run with it.
He's kind of
like I made a joke about my hairline, you know.
Yeah.
And I get comments talking about like, kid, you're going bald. You know,
I've never seen either one of their.
How it works. You know, so I'm also extremely successful and very popular, and everyone loves me. But it usually only works on negative things. But we're super cool. All right.
Before Vincent walked through the door that would change his life forever, here are some of the things he wrote to the 12-year-old decoy.
I just want to say I love Cinnamon Toast Ken. He has millions and millions of subscribers, but if you've never heard of him or haven't seen him before, I highly recommend going and watching him. Might I suggest his To Catch a Predator reactions that he does with Buff Pro, but I think any video you watch of him, you'll like him. I find him very likable and actually quite wholesome. What do you think?
I like Ken. I like Buff Pro too. I like when he was talking about Gypsy Rose divorcing her husband because he snored and whatever else he did.
Yeah.
He like farted in bed or something. And he's like, I feel kind of called out.
Anyway, I highly, highly recommend Cinnamon Toast Ken if you're not familiar with him. He's a wonderful YouTuber, and I can't say enough nice things about him. And no, he did not pay me to say that.
He's good. I like when he says, all right, it's time for us all to feel better about ourselves. Let's check this guy out.
Okay.
Vincent,
this is always like we'll go through the episode and like you might start feeling sorry for him a little bit. Then they show the receipts and you're just like,
yeah, all that goes out the window.
And then all the guys like from the old episodes are like, I was just talking. It's just talk fantasy. I wasn't going to do nothing. I'm just here.
Fantasy, like me showing up.
The girl replied, 12. And you? Then Vincent replied, 19. What grade you in? The girl replied, 7th. Then Vincent asked, could I see a pic of you?
Yeah, so it's just like even just that part right there, you're just like, obviously you see where this is going. It's just like, why do you need a picture of a 7th grader there, buddy?
Fairfield, Connecticut police collaborated with former NBC News reporter Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator. 10 suspects were arrested as a result of the Fairfield sting operation.
No, that was the slow one then, I guess, because they had one where they had freaking like 24 dudes in 2 days, or something like that.
Real.
They had to like keep them moving because they were just coming so fast. They're like, gosh,
next guy's on the way.
Yeah, we gotta get him out of here, quick.
According to investigators, the defendants' text communications were alarming, and they defended working with Hansen. It's terrible what happened, Fairfield resident George Gallagher remarked. I'm surprised at the number of people who are involved.
Everyone. That's the thing that's so shocking is how many people they catch.
Yeah.
Dude, I go through and I'm like, man, our To Catch a Predator series we do, just covering these things is like, it's one of like the most viewed playlists that we have, right? And I'm like, God, I'm gonna run out of stuff eventually. Unfortunately, that seems to be very hard to do because Chris has got like a whole new show called Takedown where they're catching people out of a freaking trailer, and then there's like other channels where they're catching people like just the vigilante version where they're just taking it into their own hands. God,
Chris isn't gonna be able to retire, dude.
Yeah, if he was a YouTuber and he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna run out of," no, he won't. Which is the sad part. It just.
But the only thing is, I fear that those, like the amateurs, they're just gonna go after the wrong person, and it's gonna be a bloodbath a bit, Like Chris Hansen's safe; he's got the cops there, he's got lots of people there with him and stuff, lots of clearances, and
that they're sick enough to even be doing it to begin with, and then they show up and then think they're going to talk themselves out of it, If you figure these guys would know that Chris Hansen's out there lurking, he's out there.
He's waiting,
and they still take the chance anyway, and they know who he is now. Like when they see him in the new stuff, they know who he is every time.
Ambrosio made sexual remarks and shared photographs of his privates when he walks in.
Yeah, he comes in and he tries to choke slam her, and she backs up. He's coming with the old toot. So he sent. I forgot that he sent pictures of himself and stuff. Ugh.
Ambrosio claims he knew somebody was going to show up, becoming increasingly distraught before telling Hansen his life story and attributing his demise to his.
That's the thing. It's so worth it to just try, even though in the back of their mind they know it's wrong, and they know they're probably going to get caught. It's so enticing to them that they don't care. It's worth the risk to them. That's how sweet it is to them.
Even though they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, even though they didn't want to do it.
Long-term melancholy and Adderall misuse.
Yeah. So he is like, oh man, I knew something was going to happen. Oh, poor me. Let me go.
Ambrosio tells Hansen that despite residing in New York, he enjoys dressing like a cowboy and is well aware that it makes him look odd. Ambrosio grabs a knife from his pocket and tosses it into his hat, which he had
I remember that. Yeah, he reaches back and he's just like, whoa! Whoa!
On the table before, much to Hansen's shock. Hansen maintains half-heartedly that he had no pleasure in the interview. Ambrosio was arrested while begging the officer.
That's the thing, like all the Chris Hansen videos. Chris Hansen hates these guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is his claim to fame, so it's like when you get typecast as an actor. Like Chris Hansen, he can't do normal interviews. If Chris Hansen's interviewing anyone, can you imagine him like interviewing an actor like seriously? Everyone will just think that actor's a pedophile,
He used to be like regular.
Have a seat.
Chris Hansen's interviewing Brad.
I think he did like regular news reports, and then they wanted to do the To Catch a Predator thing, and they said, "Hey, Chris, here's an idea," and he's like all in for it, or maybe it was his idea.
They had a big hit on their hands.
But they're right. That's all he can do now. He's never going to be able to just interview like Tom Cruise, because then people are going to be, oh shit, what did Tom Cruise do? Tom Cruise, what are you up to? See that Misfits mask over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you sit here and then look at it just through your periph like this, like if I'm looking this way, it looks like Glenn Danzig or something. It looks like a person sitting over there with a skull mask on. I'm just talking about this space over here where Eric does his videos. he's got a Misfits mask. Misfits, like
Can't see it.
like these guys. You know, the Misfits.
The Crimson Ghost.
Yeah, the Crimson Ghost. He's got a mask over here, and it's on the chair, and the chair is kind of a pinkish, fleshy tone. So when I'm looking at it through my peripheral vision with the guitar sitting there, it almost looks like a person sitting over there.
Looks like a shirtless person with a
yeah, just
could be Glenn Danzig's. He's
probably
often shirtless.
Probably means nothing to you guys. Sorry.
Brad Pitt, and everyone just goes, what? What? He just wishes he could do something. I'm sure, like his thoughts he has when he's like, you know, his shower thoughts is him just like Superman punching these guys' face off when he's sitting there talking to him.
Hansen adopts a much more solemn and compassionate tone when questioning him. This is to extract the maximum amount of information so that Vincent incriminates himself.
That's another thing that he just said about the show is that they're there to interview and understand. You know, that's like the whole premise of the show to begin with.
Right.
It was never about that. The interview is literally to get them to incriminate themselves.
Absolutely. It has nothing to do with the psychology behind it. He doesn't care about none of that.
He's like, yeah, tell me you did it, why you did it.
Yeah.
I know that's probably dangerous and they don't like to do that, but
Yeah.
there was a couple of them that went on for a while where they're just sitting there talking to the girl or the boy or whoever.
Yeah. The ones, and I know it shouldn't, I should feel the same way about both of them, but when it's a boy, and maybe it's just because I'm a mom of a male, I get even more antsy. You know what I mean? And I know it should be equal for both of them, but again, maybe it's because I have a son, but it just upsets me more when it's a boy. And I know that might not be right, but it just does. I mean, it upsets me either way tremendously. Don't get me wrong, but I probably shouldn't have even said that. That's going to piss somebody off. I'm sorry.
You're going to jail, you piece of crap.
Some fans suspected Hannah was actually Vincent using a fake account, since she first seems agreeable to the notion of her and Vincent having a with a child. Although it is not stated.
So, okay, so there's a whole thing where there's a third person involved. They thought it was just him trying to like, okay, weird.
Wow. Vincent was compulsive and threatened to decoy with numerous times when she refused to talk to him immediately. He also phoned another decoy dressed
one
as
of those
a 12-year-old,
guys.
which Hansen
You don't talk to me. I'm gonna off myself. Oh God, I better. Oh, the manipulation tactic.
Manipulation 101, bro.
God dang.
Gross.
In 2021, Hansen said on his podcast, Predators I've Caught, that the last time he heard from Vincent, he was in a halfway home, most likely for and/or addiction therapy.
like editing all this stuff, so it's like the limited ad stuff. Let me go ahead and just let you know, because I know from experience, if you do anything covering people getting arrested and especially to catch a predator, you get limited ads. It's just happening. Okay.
Period.
It's just you're not getting the good ads. You know, ain't nobody making no money off this. All right. So you don't have to freaking censor yourself because whatever, unless you're trying not to get like age restricted, I guess. By the way, become a member, support the channel today. Watch all the other videos, please, please. Thank you. Remember, I'm very cool. Tell all your friends, more subscribers. Yay. Oh, woe is me, Dane. You know, like one of our most popular series is like the worst one for like monetization.
I know, dude. Why?
Why can't it be just the TikTok reactions? Dang it.
Ambrosio is still on the sex offender registry as of 2023.
Ooh.
However, since his release from prison, he's been up to a few things. More on this later.
That's why we're here. I want to see what's going on. So he's still on the list. Yeah. Most of this episode has just been like a recap of the episode.
While Vincent was in detention, his father called the decoy and threatened her with legal action until she told him where he was. The only way this was even possible to begin with is because Vincent had not yet communicated to his father that there was never a real 12-year-old girl and that the entire thing was a sting operation. Additionally, the decoy answered in character because the sting was still taking place.
So the dad called, "Where you at, little girl? Tell me where he is. I'm going to sue you." Like, sir, he was here to. Do you know why he was here to begin with?
Right.
Who is this?
My name is Jenna. Who are you?
Oh my God, I got the phone call. All right.
Is this Jenna?
I'm Jenna. Who are you?
I'm the police.
Okay.
Hehe's the police.
Now onto the court proceeding.
I'm the police. Like, You are? I'm pretty sure that they're here. That's weird.
The court case starts out with Vincent's lawyer saying he's been in and out of psychiatric hospitals. He's had extensive psychiatric treatment, different medication trials, and Dr. Walmer referenced that he's developmentally delayed for one, which I think contributed to some of this conduct.
Oh, well, that's all you had to say. He's gay. He's free to go, you know?
Yeah. Oh, gotcha.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
And that might be somewhat true, but then there was the other stuff he did, like threatening the girls and stuff. So, and having the stuff on his phone.
You had, you were crazy. All right, well, yeah, please go out there and molest away. Go ahead.
Vincent served part of his 10-year suspended sentence, but was eventually released back into society on January 29th, 2018.
Okay. 2018. It was 10 years. What they said, served 2 years of it. Then he's on probation.
Yeah.
People who have claimed to have seen Vincent since his release have updated everyone on his current whereabouts by saying, he works at a shop right where my buddy works at. Everybody there just mocks him relentlessly.
God. That is unverified. Okay, unverified, but still, it's just like everyone's like, "Hey, it's you, the Undertaker." Yeah.
He works as a car detailer at CAP Solutions, as well as a caregiver at Edward Bastone, and doing a part-time job as animal caretaker at Southern Duchess Equestrian.
God dang, we got 3 jobs. Is that what's going on? Or is that? Or is that his resume of where he's worked before?
He also eventually went back and got his GED, since, if you remember, he claimed he flunked out of high school.
I don't remember that. He's out there working a job. He went back to got his GED. And
working 3 jobs.
I mean, he was 19 when it happened, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's the youngest one that they've caught. Still illegal, still like a 12-year-old,
they got
right?
an 18-year-old.
And I feel like if anyone's got the most potential to change, I would hope it's him. Because I mean,
I would hope so. Yeah,
dude. I don't know how long was the show filmed. Still in his 20s, maybe about to turn 30.
Well, remember that one guy got caught, and then he was a school teacher, and he got caught, and now he's like an astrophysicist or something. So things got better for him for sure, unless he does not like being an astrophysicist, and it was the only job he can find.
He's slumming as an astrophysicist.
Yeah.
Long life. I mean, hopefully a long life still ahead of him, and hopefully change for the better.
So I just wanted to show, I really just wanted to get to the point of find out what he's doing now, but
I guess he's doing okay.
I mean, so he's working, and he's
is he counting taking care of his dad as one of those jobs still?
That may be the caretaker job.
Nothing wrong with that. That's probably hard work. I'm sure that's very stressful.
Because some states have a thing, I don't know if they do it in Florida, but where if you're a caretaker for a loved one, you get a stipend. They'll pay you for that. Instead of paying an outside caretaker, they'll pay you to caretake. So like you can't work out of the home, so they're going to give you some money to stay home and take care of the person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's it. I'm sorry this ran on very long, but, we got stuff to say about stuff. So
how are we doing on time?
It's almost an hour. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your thoughts on To Catch a Predator if you want to. Suggest a predator you want us to react to, and I just kind of pull one up and like, okay, we'll react to this one. But
we could have like a Jimmy Fallon thing, or like the Wheel of Predators, where they spin it. Then cover that his Wheel of Impressions thing.
That is a brilliant idea. I bet I could make one. We'll put it right here. I'll do a Wheel of Predators.
Good, except they can't spin it. We have to spin it.
Yeah, we can get Marshall to spin it. He's a third party. I'm gonna think of that. I'm gonna.
Just right off the top of my head.
That was good. Wheel of Predators. We'll do. Okay. There's nothing funny about predators, but
there kind of is a little.
We can laugh. We can laugh at these guys because they got caught. We're laughing because of what happened to them and them trying to get out of it. We're not laughing if someone really got victimized. That would be tragic. But we're laughing because they're such sad sacks and losers.
I never even saw any of this stuff when it was like actually on Dateline.
I
I
did.
remember
That's when I
I
saw
was
all of
working
it.
at the shipyard, guys would talk about it. They'd be like, "Oh, did you see the one last night?" And
Yeah. Wow, a lot of those guys were probably one of them.
probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Those guys were questionable. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk to everyone later. Bye. Gotta end this.